Okay, gig app workers, all you giggers out there, this is the deal. If you watched my last video, I have retired from completing scheduled deliveries. I will not work those apps anymore. I am working Uber Eats, Grubhub, some roadies. I'm going to shoot for Senpex. Senpex has been getting more busy, more in demand in this market. So I will be keeping an eye on that. Of course, Spark, Walmart, and Shipt. That's my baby. I love Shipt. So what I'm doing right now, because I'm going to start anew, it's Friday, it's a beautiful day, I took everything out of my car. I'm going to pay the $60 and let them get one of those specialty deep cleaning deals at the car wash. I'm going get the name. And, give a $15 tip and say thanks. And then I keep it clean myself and go through the cheap car wash throughout the year, every couple of months. I'm not someone who's a fanatic about their car, but once in a while you got to give it a little love, bring it back to life. You know what I mean? So, and I use, as we all know, we all use our cars. We pretty much work in them and live in them and deliver in them and eat in them. I always have my snacks. It's time. So I got everything out and I'm going to pay. They use the special equipment to get in all the cracks. They take out all the mats. I took everything out, all my bags, everything. And here we go. On May 13th, 2024, I rode to the car wash. I introduced myself and I let them know who I am. Then I wrote them to compliment one of their workers. I want to compliment the front-end woman who works in the store. I believe her name is Jessica or Jennifer. Her kindness and patience in describing the cleaning packages to me, to help me understand what I was paying for, turned me into a returning customer. I've always been nervous to ask someone to explain the differences in car wash packages. I've always felt confused about car wash packages, and when I would ask at other stores to explain the differences, I would not receive a sincere, helpful breakdown. Instead, I've received short and quick answers with annoyed body language. That is all true. So I felt like taking the time to let management/boss know what an outstanding and professional front-end woman they have in their store. Because of her, I've become more of a regular customer. So I'm here. It took me at least 20 minutes to get everything out of my car. And I spoke with Jennifer, and she told me she was never informed, which annoys me. That annoys me because I took the time to write that type of letter, that type of message, to inform the owner that introduced himself when I first came here. Because I remember I took everything out of my car, my coffee spilled. They were paying attention. He was probably in the back. He came out of nowhere. He was like, "Can I help you?" He introduced himself. But what bothers me now about this, that this owner never once told that employee, someone took the time to acknowledge her quality of work. You know what I mean? It pisses me off. I'm angry now. I'm here now because of Jennifer. I don't know if I'm coming back now. Why? How dare you not tell your employee, this is a small business. You have a handful of employees. I show my appreciation. And I read to you how I really feel. I took the time and I sent it to Instagram too. I get the vibe that this owner does not have somebody running their social media, because if they did, that woman would have known that someone took the time to compliment her customer service and her quality of work. I'm so sick of people not being acknowledged when they should be. I came back because of her. You know what I mean? I took the time to read the message to the woman Jessica. I wanted her to know what I took the time to write, since nobody informed and nobody filled her in. Earlier today, I shared some thoughts after I drove away from the car wash. And I will play that clip now because it's about 7 minutes long, and you might not want to listen to it, but maybe you will. I feel I do have an audience, and I feel many people can relate. That was the worst $43 I ever spent. And the last time I went there, I've been there since I paid to have my car like full serviced, but I got the middle package last time. I gave the guy a 10 and he did an exceptional job. This time, I got the full service, the top line one, thinking that I wouldn't have to re-clean it. It was so pathetic. I also had to re-clean my windows. They weren't even taken down, you know, all the filth builds up. They didn't even clean the little windows. I'm like, is that dirt? Did he even wipe them down? And the back ones. So I just spared about 45 minutes. Also armor-rolled it. See, this is something I did pay for the dashboard to be completed. I know they don't do the whole car, but I also went over my dashboard. It was so bad. And there was spots. It was like, he probably just went like this and that was it. I was very disappointed. And next time I'll go the cheapest route. Let them just do the vacuuming, shake out the rugs. I'll do the rest. I can. It still saves you a lot of time. I'm just so disappointed. And this is supposed to be a decent car wash. It was just bad. But to see how one bad worker can make it bad. Now, when I pulled up, a lady grabbed the woman, Jessica. She brought her outside. And she was not happy. She watched her car. She had one of those big SUVs, top of the line, brand new. She wanted a car clean. These people pay $60, $80 just to have it cleaned properly, you know? And at first I was like, oh, what's this lady complaining about? I'm not overly picky. Twice a year, I give my car a really deep cleaning. You know, I use my car to work and live in. And I'm not like, oh, a fanatic-y, it's got to be perfect all the time. I use my automobile. That's why I bought it, to use it. It's not gaining value, And I said she pointed out a few things, and the woman, Jessica, called the guy over, somebody else over, and they had to finish up what they didn't do. And I understand now. She was probably saying they're doing a subpar job and I'm spending money. So I just feel, I spent about 45 minutes and I gave it that deep cleaning. I mean, even in between, it was just, I could go on and on. I just can't believe how poorly done it was, and I'm disappointed. And next time I'm just going to go the cheapest route. I even gave a $15 tip. I wasn't overly cheap. I thought, I'll give a little more. I treat myself. I don't do it often. And I got subpar service. I don't mind paying for service if it's done right, but it wasn't done right. And I know I paid, it included like the dashboard and the console, like that extra deep cleaning. I know it wasn't like armor all throughout the whole car. And I mean, it was barely done, really bad. So if you want to listen to the rest of the video, you can. I just speak about a few things. And, I hope you enjoy the video. Now I'm probably not going to upload a video for a little while about gigging or anything related to driving and gigging and shopping and delivering and working. What a beautiful day at the park. I'm happy I came here for a little while. It is therapeutic for me. And I didn't have to do all the heavy work. They did a great job with the mats and the vacuuming, but everything else, I was like, you know what? I'll just pay for vacuuming next time and do the rest myself. I do a better job. And that does save a lot of time. Enjoy the rest of the video. I'm sure there are many people out there going, what's the big deal? So what? You treated yourself to, you paid to have your car cleaned. When you are a struggling entrepreneur, well, first of all, partially the way I was raised. Clean your own car. As I evolved into my own person, I see things differently than my environment. And I always knew I would as I continue to evolve and become, more wealthy. And time is money. And I would prefer to have my car cleaned. I would prefer to pay someone to clean my car. Like, I come from a family, I've seen many videos that, many of them, the people in the video would be like, how do you know how to do all these little things? How do you know? And they would joke. Well, it's not a joke, but the answer would be, well, I grew up poor. So you learn how to fix things. You learn how to do it yourself. But I don't want my future to be like that anymore. I'm not downplaying. I'll always support trade schools because they're the jobs, in my opinion, that will be around forever. You're always going to need plumbers. You're always going to need mechanics. You're always going to need handymen. You're always going to need construction people. The list goes on and on, where AI is wiping out a lot of jobs. But I don't want my future to be, I fixed so many things in my little apartment. I'm about to have more than I have ever had before. And I want to take a little bit of money and pay someone to upgrade my little home before I put it up for sale, because it will make it more appealing. It's a tiny home, but it's a great starter home for someone, in my opinion. I'm just sharing how I feel about it. I lived small for a long time. I know a lot of people out there would never, ever live the way I've been living, ever. It's beneath them. That's for sure. So, I just see my future. I lived my past without. I always would take care of my own things, and I did it as fast as possible. I am a striving entrepreneur, and I have been for at least, I'm going to say 25 years. That now everything's coming to a head, and I'm watching everything just, it's the mechanical machine I put together. If you follow me, I work online. I set up this business to work even before I really understood how I can, utilize AI to even make me turn into, 5, 6, 7 people. It's all happening at once, and it's overwhelming. It's a good overwhelming, but it's overwhelming. So to the people who go, what's the big deal? You've never been a struggling entrepreneur who said, I have to pay my electric or I need food. I have to work this shit job if I want to live and I want to take a chance in life. I could have went down another path and had a more secure job, but then in today's world, I just watched videos yesterday. I was just listening while I was out and about shopping and delivering. Doctors are getting laid off because their services are no longer needed. There's a lot of jobs that can be replaced with AI that you would never ever think. A doctor would never lose their job. They might not have to provide many services anymore because of AI, because of the growth and self-sufficiency with AI software, AI programs. I'm all over the place with this video, but the point is, I'm also going to the park in a little while, and I'm going to spend 30 minutes. I'm going to give it that little extra love because I have it. And there's a few things I'm going to reorganize. I took everything out of the car. It's empty. I have nothing in here. But there's so much going on. Like I said in the last video, there's just so many changes, so many things happening. And I'm very grateful that I went down the path that I did, because my future is going to be much easier. I want to pay people to provide a service for me while I'm working on other things. One more thing. I watched this channel. Oh gosh. He's part of the crypto world. I'll show it here. If I remember, I'll show it here. And he says often, I never want to retire. I just want to work jobs that are less taxing on my body. But that's how I feel. I want to work till the day I die. I want my mental stimulation. I want that. I want the challenge, the mental challenge. And I'm just working differently instead of always physically working till you are exhausted when you get home and you don't want to do anything else. It's just less taxing, but I am providing value to, my environment. I know I am. And we'll get to that in another video. But thanks for listening. I always knew eventually I would get here and life would get easier. And I've had a lot taken away from me. I could have had a head start. I could have had a little cushion. And I just don't come from that group of people. I mean, it was just, oh man, brutal. But then it turns you into something stronger than someone over there, creating something from nothing and making those hard choices. The groups I belong to, they say it all the time. You don't know what that person did to get where they are. That's a fact. You don't know. Not everyone has been guided and helped and financially supported to live a comfortable lifestyle. You got to make it. And I still feel the United States of America is the place to make it. You have choices. So it feels good I don't worry about, I'm not overly concerned. This would bother me 10 years ago. I'm going to take $50 and clean my car. I could do it myself. So thanks for listening. And, I don't plan on uploading a video for a while about gigging. I'll take a bunch of clips after I clean out my phone. And in a couple of weeks, I'll let you know what's going on in my market. Until next time, bye for now.